And we're back. So we're currently engaged in one of the most successful scores I've ever seen. Y'all have critical the engagement and failed to fail at all remotely. So I'm curious, like, how far do you push your log?
I'm pretty satisfied at this point, and I'm also pretending to be terrified still. So, I think after the exchange happens and she agrees to 5, I would head back to our fake boss and communicate that she's agreed to 5. And also, in doing so, be close enough to the other 2 that, you know, any kind of conversation that needs to happen between people can sort of happen through Corin, and it can all kind of look official and whatever, while I look nice and timid, and we can kind of see what we want to do about this whole we need a leech thing and potentially find out what Belle found out and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, Belle, like, gives the, like, bodyguard, I need to talk to you tap on, like, Corin's shoulder. Yep. And then, like, you know, like, leans in such that, like, the collar of Corin's coat, like, covers their mouth so that, like, their lips can't be read from the other side of the room, and they're like, it's interesting. The shifty-looking man, there is some bad blood in the room between him and the leader. Strife, competition, rival, I do not know. Also, she is cursed. Perhaps would pay good money for less curse. And then they just kind of straighten up and, like, shrug expansively at the other side of the room and then recross their arms.
So Corin does the thing where he leans to listen, but doesn't take their eyes off the leader, and straightens up after hearing what Belle has to say, and then maybe leans down and has a short conference with Adi and Nightfall.
Okay,
I'm gonna ask Adi if she has a pen and some paper, or like a quill and some.
Yep.
I don't know what we do here.
Yeah, and I think Adi like has someone her and pulls that out of the bag.
Cool. I'm gonna take that, and I'm going to hold that and indicate to Corin that he should act as if he is saying something and I'm taking dictation.
Yep.
But actually, you're writing the thing.
Actually, I'm writing the thing.
Yeah. So pens are totally a thing. The reason for the quill is because this is a fancy deal.
Oh, I see. Fantastic.
Yeah, Corin starts mouthing rhubarb.
Well, I'm writing actual words.
I'm reciting a child's poem.
Fantastic. Occasionally I overhear weird parts of this child's poem, look up and frown at you because I'm reacting to the poem, and then go back to what I'm writing.
Yeah, the bit where it's like, and where the like child's poem like informs you that like if you're not strong, you'll be trampled to death, and that is what you deserve, or something.
Yeah,
look, the horse gods are happy.
Belle and Corin's childhoods were actually really similar, is what I'm hearing.
Like most childhoods, like in this world, are not nice.
No.
Yeah, childhood ends at 7.
Well, Ring a Ring of Rosies is all about the Black Death, so
3 whole years of like beyond 4 luxury.
Yeah, that's true.
I also conveyed to Nightfall that maybe we should express a desire to work closely with the Bell Hooks in the future, because we are very good at unburdening people of their unwanted baggage, or words to that effect.
I'm sorry. I do need Derek to explain to me what the effect is.
Sorry, the effect?
You say words to that effect. I'm not entirely sure what the effect is.
Yeah, was that about us killing people? Was that about us?
Are you talking about killing people or what?
No, I'm talking about. So I'm hinting to them that we're good at getting rid of curses.
Oh, right, okay.
Without saying that we're good at getting rid of
right,
curses.
okay.
So
I was planning on just straight up on this piece of paper writing, sounds like you're cursed, want us to help you.
Yeah. Our whisper says you are cursed. It will cost 4 coin to remove. Yes/no.
Pretty
so
much.
Those notes you pass in class.
I was essentially going
Yes, no.
I was essentially going to be like, our leech is happy to help you with future jobs, provided they, aren't going to kill her. Also, I think you may be cursed. If you want to, deal with this low-key, just let us know and we'll figure it out and we'll meet you somewhere and we'll sort that out.
Will you come to a curse breaking with us tomorrow night at 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
Tickbox, no, Tickbox.
No, you do yes, Tickbox, and then yes, Tickbox, which is what the boys used to do at school because they thought that would win.
Yeah, because they were like, that's how it works.
Yeah, and then you draw your own no box and you're like, yeah, anyway, so I was essentially going to be like, yes, Leech is happy to help with what you require for the right price, and then say, member of the crew who is particularly attuned to things like this feels that you may have curse on you. Not sure if that is something you knew about, but if you need help with that, we can help there too. And then I'm going to go back and slide the note across in a very, I'm giving you an offer kind of a way, but hoping that provides her with the option to be subtle about responding to that bit about her personally if she wants to ignore it for now and just respond to the first half and then somehow communicate about the second half either by more writing or by meeting elsewhere or something like that. I'm just wanting to put that there so that she knows.
Yeah. The important question for me is, what action do you think this is?
Consort?
That was what I was wondering, but it's Alana's call.
I feel like looking at the different options, I'd say probably a consort as well. Yeah. It's not a sway, it's not a command, and it's a communication. So I'd say probably a consort.
Okay, I'm gonna put a possibility out there, and Alana, obviously, final call is yours. Finesse?
Oh.
Because that kind of is the defining characteristic of the whole exercise, right?
Finesse is sort of very, misdirection of sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's about the message being
hidden under another message and
I guess it depends on whether I'm feeling like the most important thing is her taking the words the right way or
that's
the message
exactly
the right way.
Yeah, so that's what.
And I'm happy to help in this role as well. By I don't know if they need a demonstration of my skills or sort of selling myself as a good leech.
Yeah, you babble about anticoagulants.
Yeah, and what the best 3 types and why I found coagulant A to be better, but it's really hard to get bat dropping. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool,
yep.
Okay.
All right, let's see what. Yeah. So, what do you feel like? What's your feeling?
I'm feeling consort because I think that of the two things, either secretly getting the message across or making sure that it is received well. I think it's the receiving that's the difficult thing because she might not know she's cursed. She might not respond to that very well. It's in the wording of it, I think, that will be the difficulty of this. Whereas I feel like handing across a piece of paper, people are going to see it either way. It's not like I'm hiding that. And I feel like that bit isn't trying to be as misdirecty as I'm actually just trying to communicate in a way that is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
What position would you put me at for that?
For this, I think that it is risky.
Yeah.
Because there are a couple of unknown elements in what you're trying to communicate. But I think it's standard. I keep being I'm keep hovering on the edge of limited and standard for this, but I think it's standard.
All right, and bonus die for helping.
Yep. Have you marked off that that stress?
Stress.
Cool.
5, 6, 2. 6 it is.
She looks at it, and she harumphs, and then tosses it onto the table as if this is a silly thing, and she and then she takes the other piece of paper, puts it on top of the piece of paper that just got tossed onto the thing, taps on it, and it's 5 coin. If we have need of your leech, we'll send someone.
Yep, cool.
And like, I think she stands up and leaves.
Yep, sweet.
Nice.
I think that's
nice.
about what I was looking for because it means it was understood and then it was covered up and then knows like he's going to be able to find us. Like, yeah, that works for me.
Cool, cool,
We
cool.
remember to take that piece of paper and destroy it.
Yeah, totally.
Does anyone mind if I escalate the risk slightly?
I mean, yeah, she's about to leave, so...
First thing I'm going to do is take the piece of paper and pocket it from the table. If you're going to escalate the risk, I'm going to be doing that immediately, just FYI.
Yeah, I would like to dig slightly deeper into this whole Corin thing and get a little bit of more information about what's happening there.
Yep.
Sure.
But like only if you're cool with it, right? Because like this has gone very well, and like I'm happy to call it at that if we don't want to like push too hard.
I think let's let them make the next move.
And I feel like we might have more space to investigate that if she or someone else comes to us later on.
Totally.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Nice.
All right. So I think that finishes the mission. Like, weirdly well.
We did it.
I'd like to say like the end of the mission is like us on our little boat coming off Tangletown and be like, yeah!
Yeah, right? Like, yeah, right? Like, as soon as you're out of, like, visual range. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they don't see you celebrating.
Woohoo.
But yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All right. That was amazing.
It's like that bit in Train Spotting where they sell all the heroin at the end and they're completely out of their depth and end up with huge amounts of money.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Excellent.
All right. Well, that gets you 5 coin. Good job.
Do we also, because like obviously like a D doing ongoing like future work for them is not like that's not going to be a score.
Yeah. Does that
Yeah,
get punched
Like is that worth another like 1 or 2 coin?
Yeah, I'll
to
throw another
represent
one
the,
in. As
like over time benefit of
yeah,
that.
I think that makes sense. So let's make that a 6.
Alright, nice.
Cool. All right.
And then...
So let's just take the time to work through
Yeah,
that.
let's work through that.
2 go on the sheet. Do we want to pay off Lord Skurlock?
Can we piss him off?
He's only got one tick on his Grumpy Skurlock clock so far.
Yeah, we got a bit of
that's
room
fine.
for the Grumpy
That's
Skurlock.
I'd
alright.
say we put 2 on the sheet and take 1 each and don't pay him off this time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Fuck Lord Skurlock. Look, Bell will fuck Lord Skurlock.
Okay, worst slash pick ever.
Bell's here to fuck spiders and fuck
New
ghosts.
clock. Bell,
That's
lost
a
to
lot
the
of
Skurlock.
That is 100% the title of the book. Bell lost to the Skurlock. Gosh, this is bad. All right, so we've done our payoff. Let's do our heat.
Rep.
Rep. Now, the question there was for me was, do you earn rep with our buddies? And you 100% do. So let's give you a rep with the billhooks.
Oh no, sorry. So not faction status, but rep itself.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I'm going to do the billhooks.
No, it's all good.
Did everyone take the coin to their own personal stash?
Yeah, I added mine.
Yeah, I mean, rep we could almost do ourselves. Like it's fairly. Yeah, 2 rep per score by default. If the target is higher tier, take +1 per. So we get 4.
Cool. Easy. And you are on 1 positive status with the billhooks.
I went very well.
Love to be on 1 positive status with the billhooks.
Do you?
Hey everyone!
Yes.
Guess who has enough money that we can go to tier 1?
Is it us?
It's us!
Woo!
Do we want to do it?
I'm keen.
That's
That's
why
cool.
we're here.
It's session 6. We're halfway through. It's about the right time.
Alright, cool. So, we're now tier 1. Good job, everyone.
Yay!
Nice.
Criminals!
Our hold is now weak.
Yep.
We have no rep left, and we have to spend a total of 8 coin.
Cool.
So we basically just spend all the money we just made.
That's fine.
But that's fine.
But you're now a tier 1 gang.
We're now a tier 1 crew. Yeah, we're fucking badass.
So what does that entail for those of us who aren't
let me
familiar?
fucking have a look. Where are we?
Also, you totally earned 0 heat for that mission.
It was
Woohoo!
on the hashtag level.
Yeah,
It was very savvy and subtle, I would say.
I would
Yeah.
also say yes.
definitely.
That's at the end of the session.
Yeah, I know, but
Yes,
also
but just
like
making a note now so that we remember. Very savvy and subtle.
Don't go getting ahead of yourselves. Yeah, tier doesn't. This is the irony. Tier doesn't change a lot.
it means that you definitely have some like gang members now, though.
Not unless we have cohorts.
Ah,
Yeah. So what it means is all the shit we have defaults to tier 1 to quality 1, not quality 0. So the quality level of like all our documents, all our gear, all our implements, all our weapons, all our supplies, any cohorts we would have, like all of that shit is slightly better now than it was. If we roll to acquire assets, they start from quality 1 and then we push up from there rather than starting from quality 0. It nudges a bunch of things in small ways. But there's no like great like whoa. It does also mean it's slightly harder for us to get XP from now on. Because if we contend with tier 0 challenge with tier 1 challenges, they're no longer above our current status. They're theoretically our equals.
but you are like everything you do is just better.
Mm.
So that's cool. So, once we've done payoffs and heat, we need to roll an entanglement.
Entanglement.
What is our current heat level?
Still very high.
One off full.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's do it.
So let's roll for that. Nice. 2. I mean, there's no good options when you've got lots of heat, but you know.
Better than arrest,
That's
That's true.
which is bad.
Um.
In case the audience couldn't guess.
Oh. Okay. All right. I wanna do this now because I'm excited about it. Karin. The blue coats are gonna. The blue coats round up one of your the PCs to question them about the crew's crimes. How did they manage to capture you? Either pay them off with 3 coin, or they beat you up and you tell them what they want to know. You can resist each of those consequences separately. So like, these are the ones that have been sent that are like, that are to do that these blue coats have 100% been sent after you by the embassy, right? Like, or by whoever is like in the embassy making trouble currently. So, do you want to pay them off with 3 coin, or take a level 2 harm and tell them what they want to know about the crew?
Is there anything that we can do to help here?
You could. I mean, you could maybe like step in to resist one of the consequences.
Yeah, like the Karin getting captured is just happens because like that is the game. But all the bits that happen while he's like being interrogated by blue coats, we can interact with.
And like, he's not being taken to an interrogation room. He's being kicked in like in the street,
Streets.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
the people in the
I
embassy
understand
have already bribed the blue coats.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, it's not like 1 or 2. There's like 5 of these dudes taking Karin down and like taking turns just laying boots into him.
The last time I snuck through the fence and killed a few ghosts with my bare hands and suckered them in with a sensor and
Yes, Karin, we know you're so cool.
and I slipped back through the electric fence and was spotted by a crow, right?
Yes. Yes, you were. Crows tend to work for not the blue coats, but for the spirit wardens, who are the blue coats are the people police. The spirit wardens are the ghost police.
They are more dangerous.
So
These guys have been paid off by the embassy by whoever wants to know where Tasselin is.
I didn't notice the crow, and when I go back there to slip through the fence again, I find that the fence is repaired, and I turn around to go back home because I can't get through, and there's 5 guys.
Yeah, who corner you?
Waiting for me.
I always pictured this area as like where the dirt is like not even really dirt. It's more like fine ash, like that kind of gray white ash. And so like yeah, you go down into that and you end up with like all the ash all over your face and stuff as they. I mean, unless you want to pay them off, that's.
Can the rest of us not resist on your behalf?
Yes, they can resist on your behalf if they're there. If there's a fictional reason that you would.
I mean, if somebody drove the boat while we were going over there, or steered it with me, but usually this is something that I like to do on my own.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what were the 2 consequences again, Ash?
Pay them 3 coin, or take
there are 2 options. There's pay 3 coin, or take 2 consequences, being harm and heat for answering questions.
Harm and heat.
And what do they want to know?
They want just answers from you about stuff because they know you're connected to Tasselin.
All right, question 1. Do we even have 3 coin?
I have
No.
1. No.
Well, I don't have 3 coin on me.
Yeah, okay.
So you
we
can't take that
can't pay
option.
them off.
But I could promise them the money as soon as we get back to the base.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. They're like, we can give you an ass kicking now, right? Like,
Yeah, I think Derek, we're just gonna have to.
We're gonna just have to get you beaten up.
Yeah,
I think we're just gonna have to resist. Where are you at stress wise?
I have 3 left.
okay.
I think the strategic choice here is to only resist 1.
Yeah,
And to take the other one. Yep.
and
that
to
seems
just take the
reasonable.
other hit. And I think, not to be callous, I think the heat situation is a little more urgent right now.
Considering, like,
We're this close to wanted level 2.
yeah, exactly. So here's the thing: is that you're on wanted level 1. You're really close to wanted level 2. Answering questions about harboring a fugitive worth a lot of money. That's not a good idea. So do you wanna resist that?
so I can take the beating and not give away any information. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done.
you could accept the beating.
Here's the thing. Let's start with it. We care most about the heat. Let's resist the heat, and then if you've got stress left over, you can make a decision based on whether or not you want to also resist the beating.
Yeah. All right.
So the current fiction is you get hurt and you talk, right? Those are the 2 things. So we want to resist the talking, and then we can talk about whether or not you also resist the getting hurt.
Okay. So how do I resist the interrogation?
I think that is what's the bottom?
Resolve?
Resolve. Yes.
Resolve, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you click on your resolve,
If you click on resolve, it'll roll it.
the word resolve on your character sheet.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it's
but
just
I'm
no
I'm
bonus.
just curious,
dice.
like what does that look like?
Yeah.
Where does Corin get the chutzpah to be like, no, go fuck yourselves?
No,
I'm not
Corin.
gonna tell you any of them.
Okay. Taking pain in order to stop other people's suffering. That's where Corin lives. Corin is all about, nobody bleeds for Corin. Corin bleeds for others. So that's all his nobility. All of that sort of stuff comes into play with this. So I think it's very within his style.
Oh, totally. Also, nobody bleeds for Corin is my new metal band.
Okay.
So yeah, if you click on resolve for me, we can see that. You don't have any bonus dice unless you've got a thing that says you get bonus dice, but you're not defending someone else, so sorry. No. Corin, take 5 stress.
Holy shit.
So
That is a lot.
that puts me above. That gives me a trauma.
Clear
How many
all your
trauma do you
stress
have?
and gain a trauma.
Does that take you up to 3?
Yeah.
Does
Oh
Fuck.
my gosh.
Yes.
Corin, buddy.
All right, Derek.
boy.
You now must be very careful with your stress. Because if you take a 4th trauma, your character either dies or retires. Like just automatically.
We'll have to say goodbye to Karin.
I'm gonna take vicious.
Yeah, he's never gonna let the
Yeah.
bastards get him down like this again.
I'm just gonna pay it back.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Yep.
God, he's a bundle of trauma.
Yep. On the plus side, because your stress just reset, you could just resist
Resist everything.
resist the
You could resist
beating
the next-
if you wanted to.
The fact that he is taken out,
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
yeah, take it out, so he just takes it by default.
yeah, I feel means that he can't resist.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Karin, take level 2 harm, which is
Kicked to shit.
yeah. Yep.
I
know
foresee
if
some
that's
patching up
actually something.
in my future. I foresee some leeching.
Yeah.
Stop leeching off your nice friend Corin, says Grandma.
So a level 2 harm is -1 dice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
anytime that thing would be making your life would make doing a thing harder, you roll 1 less dice.
Wow. Okay.
Are we going into downtime now?
Yes, we are. We just hit downtime actions.
Because
So
I think
Karin-
it'd be cool if Corin wakes up in Grandma's shop.
Yes.
And Grandma and I are going to patch Corin up.
Oh, she's totally like sponging him down, right?
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
like
he's
he's in like
He's
his
shirtless for no good reason.
he's in his skivvies, yeah, shirtless. She's sponging him down. Yeah.
Yep. She's getting into all the nooks and crannies, making sure it's clean and blood free.
Yep.
And
What does that mean to us? That
For
that
you?
means does our heat go down because of that?
Nope.
It doesn't go down, but it doesn't go up.
It didn't go
Yeah.
up. It would have gone up by 3, which would have pushed you to wanted level 2.
yeah, which is why we avoided the heat thing.
Yeah, because being wanted not good.
Okay.
But let me roll you a healing roll. For that.
As I recall, these don't work very well.
Why do you suddenly look worried? She's
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's 2 ticks on your healing clock, so
And did you add your extra die for doing it with a friend, V?
You're muted, V.
Sorry, no, I didn't. I added 1 for my special ability that gets plus
yeah,
1.
roll an extra roll an extra d6.
I'll
and
just
see if it
roll 1d6.
comes up 6 cuz
5.
still a 5. So that's still 2 ticks on the on your recovery clock.
And you
Okay, so that brings my recovery clock to full.
Excellent. Great. So
it empties when you take harm.
Yeah.
oh, it does. Sorry.
So-
Yeah, so
yeah.
you're at 2.
I'm
'cause
sorry,
it-
I hate to be the person who always has to bring the
Thank
bad
you,
news.
Luke.
No, I mean I'll just roll. I'll use one of my downtime actions as well to do that. Like I'll
Yeah,
just do
so-
2 rolls now.
Sure.
I
okay.
Try and get
don't-
you.
I don't think you can spend actions to recover on Corin's behalf.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
really? Oh,
Corin,
okay.
So,
Okay, how-
Corin,
Has
you
to
just
be the
spent one of
roll.
your actions healing out of your 2. Do you want to spend a second one healing some more?
What's your situation? Like how many harm do you currently have?
So I have 2 level 1 harms,
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
scarred and jarred,
Okay.
and the level 2 of just being kicked to shit.
Okay. I'm gonna give my extra downtime action
Yeah.
to you so you can heal up.
right, let me roll a second thinker roll, and hopefully roll better than I was, because we need to get you patched up real good. All right, there we go.
Nicely done.
Wow.
So that fills you out, and so that means you basically clear your level 1 harm, and your level 2 harm becomes level 1 harm.
Both level 2, both level 1 harms?
Both level 1 harms go away, and your level 2 harm becomes level 1. Everything drops down a level, basically.
Okay.
The observation, if you wanted to spend your coin to bump that up to a crit,
What does a crit do?
crit is worth 5, so he's currently at 2 of 4, and a 5 would clear him once and tick him around to 3 or 4.
But it's a bit risky, because if you get hit, then the progress
That's true,
clears.
but he does have, and like Derek, not at all presupposing what you should do with your precious last down action. But
Extra stress, you mean?
if you spent the third time action healing again, you could be fully clear of all your harm going into the next mission.
That's true.
It is
Well,
an
I
option.
mean,
I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like, it is an option.
It is. I feel like we're better off using the extra actions to clear our heat. To be honest.
That's
Where I
fair.
want to use.
I have a heat. I have a plan for heat.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad and spooky
Ooh, good.
and scary.
Have you met Luke?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's it.
if we've done those 2 healing actions, who has one they would like to do? Did you want to do one of your heat ones, Luke?
Yes. This is sad. I'm gonna like preemptory trigger warning for like ambiguous suicide murdery vibes.
Okay.
Belle is going to talk to their friend Nyrix, a possessor ghost, and get Nyrix to find some people who know some things about the crew, who are like bluecoats and people who we don't care about. And Nyrix is going to slide into them and swim down into the canal
and then
and
come
hop
back up
back
without a
out.
body.
and just do that a couple of times.
Yep.
And that is how I'm going to reduce our heat.
That's horrible, and I love it.
Yeah, because like,
That is
Belle
fantastic.
Belle is not a nice person. Like I need to make this clear. Belle is like Belle is a soft person. Belle is not a nice person. Yeah. So that's the thing I'm doing. I think that's consort.
Yeah.
Nyrix is one of my
Horribly.
contacts. It would be a tune if I were like doing it myself with a ghost who like wasn't a person I know. But
Yeah,
I think
but it's definitely consort.
All right, cool. Let's see what happens. Do I get any bonus dice here? Nope.
And you're not wounded, are you?
Nope. I am clear.
Cool. 6. Awesome. So that's clears 3 stress? Yep.
Yep.
Sorry, 3 heat. Yep.
Preheat.
And I would like to very explicitly state that one of the people who knows some stuff about us that I make drown is not Nightfall's weird cop boyfriend.
Damn it.
Oh, look, if you would like it to be him, we can do that.
Solve that problem.
We'll just solve so many problems all at once.
Look, I've still got another downtime action here. Like,
Because then you're free to get it on with his brother.
That's very true.
yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's sad and intense. I love it. Cool. So we've cleared three heat. Nicely done. Nightfall, do you have an action you want to do? Was that a sneer?
What?
Did
What?
you just turn to the thing and you were like, and I was
No,
like,
I was doing a thinking.
oh, okay.
A thoughtful sneer.
Yeah, you know those ones.
Oh yeah, a sneer.
It's just my face, okay? I'm thinking about the fact that I am very high in stress, but I'm also thinking about the fact that I kind of don't have a trauma yet. And kind
Oh
of
wow,
want a
you
trauma
don't?
now.
No, yeah. The only concern is if you trauma
That's
out early
crazy.
in a mission, then you're not much help for the rest of the mission.
Exactly. And
But
so I'm
I mean-
kind of like,
It depends on how the scenes of the mission are divided.
that's true.
Yeah.
If a mission has like enough time for you to like
Get your shit
get your
back
head back in the
together.
game,
Yeah.
then you can.
because yes, that's my concern. Like, I don't really care if I take a trauma, and I kind of want my stress levels lower. and it's going to be easier to lower them entirely if I trauma out than if I try to do a vice. So I'm like, do I do a clock? Do I push myself? Do I become traumatized during this process?
Let me give you like the deep hacks. Yeah. Do a downtime action and push yourself as part of it.
That's what I'm thinking.
And just flip yourself over in downtime. It's the way to go.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking. Which then
I love
makes
the way that Luke just recommended that in the same way that you would like recommend like
it's a speed running tip.
Well, no, in the same way that you'd be like you go to like Ragoni's Pizza, you order the meat lovers, but you get the anchovies added extra because they've got the special anchovies. It's the way to go.
There's a special menu.
Down the end of the street, then you take a left, then you take the third right, and then there's a church there.
Then you become traumatized, then it's fine.
Talk to Father Gregory, you know.
Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do, this is what I was wondering. I think I'm going to train. I think what I would like to do is practice some of the things that I've been learning from Corin regarding kind of more physical attacking type stuff because I had such a traumatic experience with previous kind of bullshit.
I think the technical term is getting the shit beaten out of you from.
Yeah. It's fine. So what I'm thinking is, all right, I will be in the lair. I think I'm going to take a heavy dose of the hallucinogens that I took from Granny's because I am fucked up at this point in time. And I'm going to train.
You're the only member of the crew without any traumas.
Yes. Not for long. And I'm going to train my prowess using daggers on the wall, basically, or like on some pillows and stuff that I've stacked up against the wall, practicing just fighting, stabbing, basically looking at it, figuring out where I want to hit, and then trying to quickly do that and see how accurate I can be, sort of thing.
While under the effect of hallucinogenic
right? Like the pillow people 100% become like weird, like horrible, monsters.
100%.
Yeah. It's self-defense.
So I'm under the influence and attacking a bunch of pillows to train my prowess. To get some XP in that.
I think you should use the kid.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Practice on him.
Nah. Too innocent for that. So that is something that I would like to do.
Yep, so you just take XP in prowess.
And then the other thing that I would like to do involves a clock and rolling and stressing out and becoming a traumatized piece of shit.
Do you want to do that now?
I can do that now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So the other thing that I would like to do is find Stev.
Yep, cool, excellent.
I'm imagining
while he's on duty or when he's not on duty?
When he's not on duty.
Sure. I think you now know where he lives.
Cool. I'm imagining that Stev is quite upset because somebody who he's friends with in the Force just committed suicide.
Yeah. He's like, you hear him and you like knock on the door of his like little like his tiny tenement house. He has like the bottom floor of a tenement, and so he comes in and like you knock on the door and he's like, come in, and it's like not locked. Which is a bad idea in like
totally.
Anyway, so you go in and he's like in the kitchen and you can see he's got the kettle is on and it's like whistling.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's got like a cup of tea in his like milky tea in front of him or coffee or something.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he looks at you and he just pours brandy into it. Yeah. And then like takes a swig and then just pours more brandy in.
I'm going to walk up to him and I'm going to take that glass off him, or that mug off him, and I'm going to drink that mug and pour water from the whistling thing into another glass that is actually tea and give that to him. And I'm going to drink the brandy tea. And then I'm going to like pat him awkwardly on the arm in the most comforting way that Nightfall knows how to do. And in this, I'm hoping that, you know, we share a connection where he's super sad and I show him compassion, and this improves my Stev as a contact or friend or whatever.
Yep. That sounds like consoling someone in their grief.
Piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Nightfall's
I would also like to say, because like it is.
I mean, like
important
you
to
did just
say-
make people commit suicide, but okay.
and I just wanted to say, because it's important to say these things. Like we are laughing and joking about it a little because like you kind of have to laugh or you'll cry.
Yeah.
But like what Belle just did is really genuinely quite fucked.
Yes,
So in
incredibly
your
so.
spare time, make sure that you don't make your ghost buddies possess a bunch of random corrupt police officers and send them into a canal. Don't do this at home.
Yes, that.
And she's like, yeah, I think it's important for us to acknowledge
Oh no, yes.
that was fucked up.
Oh, yes.
100%.
Yep.
I also don't know how to stop joking about
Which
things
is-
that are fucked up. That's
Yeah,
why I
right.
like-
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's how we handle
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but it's also, like, good to
I'm
be
making
clear.
grief
Yes,
a
yes.
joke,
Fuck
so
off. Not
you
funny.
know,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're,
Not
we're,
funny,
we're
but
laughing at the
also-
fact that he's grieving. So
Yeah. Cool. So yes, I'm going to steal his brandy tea and give him actual tea and whatnot.
let's see how you do.
You give him the tea. All cops are bastards.
Standard.
We spilled the tea.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think this would work really. Now you got an extra dice out of that for pushing yourself, didn't you?
Oh yes, I did because I did not mark that off. But yes.
Because if the trauma you take here isn't cold, I don't know what's going on with the world.
Or it's haunted. Or
What I
soft.
was going to say was unstable. To be honest.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, like, there's a bunch of
Unstable
interesting
makes
things.
sense
That's
as
what
well.
I was starting to go for.
Yeah. I like the idea that like he's sitting there and like that you've taken the kettle off and like the person who lives in the like upstairs part of the tenement like comes down in a towel and like pours themselves some like tea and is like, all right, and you're like, get out, you know, like you know that moment of like,
Don't you have any respect?
yeah, exactly, and then
I was imagining that if someone comes down to take tea, I'm like, Andy.
all right,
no.
yeah, uh-huh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm imagining that the instability comes from this, like just an unpredictability. Like you don't know whether it's going to be one of the other now. And even just insofar as like it's unpredictable how Nightfall is going to handle a situation, whether she does that in a way that's like conspiring and back, or wants to get in there and get her hands bloody, or what. Like I think she used to be very clear on how she wanted to handle situations and whatever. And I think
it's all
now it's
gotten
all
really
a bit.
blurry and muddled up.
Yeah, because she's not really sure who she is right now, and so she's not really sure how she hands things, and yeah.
Mm. Yep, that sounds good to me. All right, so yeah,
It used to be personal is this way and business is this way and everything is business.
Yes.
you have this weird moment
Yes.
where you're like, where you realize that you actually are caring about how Steph feels, and it's like, what? And
Yeah.
it's like just because he's that like you can't not to a certain degree because he's that
Yeah.
distraught.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's weird. That's not okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right. Adi, do you have some actions?
How did that go for my clock? Sorry, I don't
Oh,
remember
that's
what.
two
ticks?
stick.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Can I spend a coin to?
Push that up to 3. Yes.
Yeah. Because that would make it full.
Full. In which case, Steb is now a
Ooh.
positive contact.
Yay.
Fantastic.
because
Yeah,
you
there's
showed him
totally a
you
moment
cared.
of like Steb being like, "You're always there for me," and I'm so thankful to have a girlfriend like you.
This is really awful on a number of levels.
And then I say, I don't think this is really the time, but I don't really like labels.
And Steb is suddenly not a contact again.
I'm
No.
sorry, Lana. I thought you said you didn't take cold.
Yeah, right.
I think cold is not a trauma. I think cold is nightfall.
cold is just nightfall. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Great. So yeah, Stev is now a contact.
It's hilarious.
He thinks you're his girlfriend.
Gross, but okay.
Great. I'm gonna indulge my vice.
That
So,
sounds like a good idea.
yeah. Adi's gonna spend some time with her dad,
Mm.
and her family. It's what's her face's wedding. Adi's already forgotten what's her face's name.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Oh no, because she didn't have a name. She was a family name. She was.
that's right.
She was one of the Clelands.
That's right. One of the Clellans.
Her name
It's like
is. She's R.C. Cleland.
we're at Arcee's wedding.
Yep. No, it's the baby shower for the like new baby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
The baby shower.
and like it's the like christening or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, all of the like farmer families are at this thing, and like
Belle is there as the priest.
no.
No.
They would have a member of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh there to like you know be like, look at this healthy young like pink thing. How great is this pink thing? And like
And they put ash all over it and wash it.
yeah. Then like yeah, they do a lot to like and like they do a lot of like there's totally an overfeeding the baby element to the thing of like trying to get the baby to like eat like drink enough milk or have enough food that it throws up is 100% like, you know, the first throwing up of the baby is the like
That's the christening.
Is the christening. Yeah.
And then you give it a name.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and your dad's there being like, isn't it so sweet? It's like, you know, like, and the baby like throws up and he's like, I wish I could be that full.
And he's like, do you remember my what do we call this ritual? This weird ritual.
I mean, it's a christening. Let's call it that.
Christening.
Like,
all right. Do you remember my christening?
oh, the burping. It's a burping.
It's the burping. The first burping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my indulge vice.
Yes,
so I
let's
know
roll that and see how good you are at connecting with your dad. Because like,
exactly.
if it's really bad, is that weird thing of like your dad being like super distant because he feels guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So clear 5. Whew, that's the perfect amount. Not to overindulge, but
I like the idea of
exactly
like
0.
overindulging and you taking the lost thing because you have to spend time like back at the farm.
Yeah, but
like,
fortunately it's exactly 0.
Yeah, it's
now.
right on the thing. Good job. Yeah.
So we bond.
Yeah,
and it clears my
yeah,
stress.
You and your dad talk, and like your dad talks about a bunch of like childhood like memories of you being a baby, and
my
and
mom
the thing
as well.
with your mum, right?
Oh.
Like of like memories of your mum and you as a when you were a baby.
Yeah,
Are
and
you the
Adi
oldest?
totally. I'm the second oldest. I have an
Okay.
older brother.
Yeah. And so like there's all of these things about like trying to teach your older brother that like, you know, that like no actually like we like your older brother being really jealous of the baby and like,
Yeah.
you know, and so like no, we don't like try and throw the baby in the canal. We
Yeah.
love the baby, right? Like all of that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
Adi totally balls at this thing, and that's how she lets all her emotion out.
I also need to indulge my vice.
Yeah. Do you want to? I assume you're going for a swim. Is my guess.
It's slightly more fucked up than that.
Oh, is it?
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I gotta be myself, everyone.
Yeah, you do you, Luke. No one can tell you that what you're doing is. I don't know.
Yeah, and so we get like the same shot that we've seen like a bunch of times now, but this time it's like a super wide shot, as though like a cross section has been taken of the tunnel down into the beach, and we've got this like super distant shot, and it's just this like tiny bobbing figure of Belle, like holding like a lantern or a candle, just like going down into the dark, and we get that like fade like animation where it's just done by like the thing that Blizzard does really well nowadays, right?
You've seen like 3 animatics, and you're like that thing.
I've seen more. I have watched a fair few more than 3 of the Blizzard
Okay,
animatics.
alright.
They're very good.
But yes, we know what you mean.
Shout out to the Blizzard art team. And like in
No
the
shout outs to their writing team. Sorry.
No, that's true. And in the background of this, we just hear like a hymn almost.
Mhm.
But there's no like backing music. It's just like the sound of the waves lapping on the beach and the pebbles shifting, and then just like this chorus of like voices in Scovelish singing this like soft, sad, like almost certainly like funeral song is like the impression we get.
My brain's singing the song from Final Fantasy X.
I'm thinking of like oh god, what's it called? It's a very old traditional English folk song.
Oh.
It's like Wake Dirge, right? Like it's something like really droning in that like 9th century way. And yeah, we see Belle like going down, and then we like cut to a much closer shot of like Belle settling down and like sitting cross-legged, like in the water, so it's like lapping up to like their waist. And they're just sitting there cross-legged, and they reach into their sweater and they pull out the other bell, which is a match to the one that they were given by that they gave to Kellen.
Yeah.
And then they reach and they pull that one out, so they've now got both bells, and they just like, and the tide is coming up, and so now like their hands holding the bells are underwater, and they just start ringing them in this like rhythmic motion, and we can hear it like cutting through the song. And then the ghostly figures, or like the tattered remnants of a couple of bluecoats, just like rise up out of the water and start screaming at Belle, and Belle just starts like weeping, like silently. And that's it. That's what happens.
I knew that was what was going to happen.
Yep.
All right.
Not make it sad.
That's 6 stress cleared.
Wow.
I overindulge.
You overindulge.
Oh no!
What
Oh boy.
makes sense in the fiction, Luke?
I did it.
Your
Alright.
options for overindulging are
How
as
does this work?
follows. Let me find it for you. Vice. Overindulgence. You can attract trouble, roll an additional entanglement. You can brag about your exploits and take +2 heat. You can be lost. Your character vanishes for a few weeks. Play a different character until this one returns from their bender. And tapped. Or tapped. Your current purvey cuts you off. Find a new source for your vice. I don't feel like the first 2 make sense to me.
No.
Given your current heat level. And the options
also,
available
like,
for entanglements.
Yeah, and also like fictionally where we are. Yeah, like Lost could be interesting. I have like a loose idea for like another character.
Yeah.
So actually, tell you what. I mean, like, and I think I might leave this one up to the group a little. And then also,
like one of the things you could do is take Lost and play Tasselin.
I totally could do that. Or like also I have like another. I have
another like character. Yeah.
Yeah, but then also like I think tapped contextually does make like a lot of sense.
Like yeah.
Now that these angry ghosts have found this beach, like this is not a place.
Yeah.
Belle can safely go anymore.
That's certainly an option.
So, yeah, how do people feel? Like, are people interested in me playing a new character for a session or two? Or would you rather we keep like focused on a fairly tight cast of characters?
I'm good either way. I think it'll be interesting either way.
I'm also good either way. Like, I love Belle, but I know that whoever you come up with would also be amazing.
Like, I also like the idea of being able to get to know Tasselin a bit better. That could be interesting as well.
And I'm happy to hand over creative control with them if that's the thing that you're interested in.
Derek?
I'm torn too. I really like Belle, but Tasselin's kind of curious to me. I think he's been exposed to a lot of stuff that he's not been exposed to before, and he's undergoing a really
he's at a very very tumultuous time in his life.
Yeah, I do think playing Tasselin would be tricky because the only real playbook that makes sense for him is Leech.
I'm happy for you to be like
he's very much an intellectual. Like,
okay, but I'm happy for you to like give him another playbook and reveal hidden depths, right? Like that's fine.
Actually, that's true.
Right? Be like, actually, he's really fucking good at murders, all right? Like, you know, like any of those. Yeah. That's fine. I don't mind.
Alana, thoughts?
Yeah, like I feel like I really like Belle, but I also feel like whatever you do would be interesting. But I think I would be more interested if you were going to play a new character and you playing whoever you were thinking of playing as opposed to playing Tasselin. Like, I think that...
Because, you can 100% just have another person and have them join the group.
Yeah.
Cool. So, So I think here's what this looks like. Belle is there, and these ghosts just, like, keep fucking, like, screaming and, like, more and more of them are like bubbling out of the depths.
Yeah, and it's like, and we're like, that's way more than like actually died. And like,
Yeah, and like it is super
or at
ambiguous
least in this time.
and it is super ambiguous in that way that Belle's like ghost vision often happens. Like to what extent these are real ghosts or this is just Belle's like Belle's like vivid hallucinations, because like a bunch of them are like young Scovelish children like with horrible like electroplasm burns from like exploded Leviathan blood refineries, and like a bunch of them are like in miner's gear with like all the signs of like ghost possession or just having been like ripped apart by like angry ghosts. And it's just like this like army of ghosts just all screaming, and like Belle's eyes just like roll back in their head until all we can see is the white, and the tide just continues to rise. And then we get like the time-lapse shot of like, yeah, it rises, they go underwater, the ghosts all like fade back into wisps, the tide goes out, and Belle's body is just not there.
Love
like,
it.
where did they go? Who knows?
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Oh, hi, Belle.
Cool. All right. Do we have any other?
My second action I wanted to use to reduce heat, and I've been trying to think of a leechy, tinkery way of doing that. I think I finally thought of one. Is that Adi's gonna like, so like the local station where the blue coats are in our area.
In Charter Hall,
the six, Charter Halls or Six Towers. Adi goes and like sets its messes with their electroplasm like cables. She sneaks in, puts in a device to like do rolling blackouts at particular times in their day to like make sure that they're too busy trying to work in the dark to actually do anything in the area.
Yep, cool.
That's being really annoying.
That sounds great. What action is that?
That's my tinker action.
Yeah.
Risky standard?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And like...
So we
3.
cleared 1.
1, okay.
Yay.
Oh no, is it the number or is it no, it's as if it were a clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
So one
Yes,
for
Would you like to spend a coin to make it 2?
I think it'd probably be better to re-roll a second heat action.
Yes,
to do
spend a
that.
coin and just do the same action again.
That is a very good point. All right, I've ticked it down by 1.
But yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. And I do.
Yes, Ash, if I could get a blank character sheet.
Yep, I will pass you a character sheet.
I get to make another character. This is so exciting.
In the meantime, someone else can take their downtime.
I think
Well,
Derek's the one that's got one left.
I was thinking about reducing heat as well. And maybe I can play off what you've just done. But I was thinking, I mean, Corin is sort of sporting a black eye and a split lip still, and he looks like death warmed up. And maybe I can use that to spread a bit of fear. And the fear that I was wanting to spread in our local area is to maybe get some of the people who might be able to speak to the blue coats that we have successfully smuggled Taslin out of the city.
Right. Yeah, trying to like create that rumor.
So,
What action do you think that is?
I guess command.
Right. Okay. So what are you commanding people to do?
So I'm commanding them to spread our lie.
Right. Okay. So you're being like, go and tell people this. Right.
Yeah.
Or I'll fuck you up.
Yep. Cool.
And
Sounds good.
I'm doing it with aggression and with a kind of a vicious streak. And
Yep. Let's try it out. Let's
Right.
it's risky standard because it's a downtime action.
Risky standard.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Nicely done. That's 3 ticks on the. That's three heat you remove.
Okay.
I mean, especially considering the fact that the bluecoats were asked after Tasselin specifically, like you've basically told that like people are convinced that Tasselin has left town.
Right.
Like
So I
that is
guess
the understanding that is on the street.
Yeah. Okay.
So he probably
Nice.
shouldn't leave the base anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're confined to the house.
But yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Or there's the opportunity for us to give him a new identity.
Identity.
That's
Ooh,
true.
Yeah, true.
Cool. Or
Yeah, I think you hear when you're doing this, right? Like, you hear back that give me a sec, I gotta look up their name. How alphabet.
So I just took 3 heat off.
You
Is
just
that-
took 3, yeah.
I mean, off our character sheet. So I'm
Oh,
assuming
okay.
that's right.
Yep, cool, great. Do they not have a thing? I don't have a... That's right, some of them don't have write-ups. That's frustrating.
Who are you looking for?
A faction that doesn't have an extended section.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Mhm.
It's super frustrating because it's like... Alright, in which case, I think you hear that... Let's have a look here. Lord Bowmore is apparently upset about this.
What's his name?
Lord Bowmore. He is a noble. That is, you know that. But apparently, like, yeah, that like you hear back that there was like some money going around, and he was the like for finding this kid, and he was the one that was like putting that out there.
Okay.
nice.
Nice.
So I guess because we don't have the heat problem anymore, I'm gonna pay my last coin to start a long-term project. To sit down and have tea with my mother.
Yeah, cool. Find mom.
Find mom.
I love this because I had a clock that was she finds you.
Yeah.
And now we have a clock for you find her.
Yeah. Funny how life works out.
Mhm. Cool.
So I'm gonna follow up on the lead that Nightfall was able to give me at the shaky hand. And I think you see with that extra coin, what you see is like a D is like sitting down with the gentleman of that description and paying him off or something.
Yeah,
for
I mean, like
information.
initially he's heaps nervous, right? Like he's like, oh no, I don't like like he sees you, he recognizes you, and he like bolts for it.
Mhm.
Right? He like tries to run away. How do you handle that? How does a D handle that?
I think your D would like sort of give chase and yell at like, "Oi, I just want to chat. Let's have a drink."
Yeah, cool, awesome. So this sounds like What action are you using here to like chase it up?
I think it's probably is like a consort. I don't know.
Consort
if they're
seems like the
contact.
right thing here.
Yeah, and just like let's sit down and talk about this. What it like blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna roll that first, and we'll see
Mhm.
how that goes. A 3,
That is a one tick on
one.
your clock.
So not
This is
very
an
much.
8 clock.
an 8 clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pop that in. So one tick. So yeah, I probably don't get very much from this skittish.
No, because he's a junkie.
Ooh.
Specifically, here's the thing that you do work out, right? You can't get much. You can barely get like a full sentence out of him. And you put it together that he's not used to thinking for himself.
Right.
And I think you're clever enough to know that there are some people who like intentionally let themselves be possessed because by like ghosts and shit. Because like it's
Easier and steadier.
you get to like take your hands off the wheel for a while, right? You just get to be out of it while someone else lives your life for you. And so he's a possession junkie.
Cool.
So
I will
and,
find
like,
someone who knows about that.
and like he's and like you're trying to get out of him, like, where does he go to meet ghosts and those sorts of things, and he just like keeps being like, yeah, I'll coffee. No, she was here. She was upstairs. Can you make notes? Right, like he's not really
not
cognizant. All he knows is that like you were a person that he was supposed to be scared of.
Right. And I think it is like quite nice. So he's confused, and then it is like has this like really sad feeling. Like, I don't want to end up like this guy in the gutter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stash some coin away.
And like it's really clear that like his body has been used for like a lot of labor. Right? Like people have been like, put a ghost in him, make him do a bunch of labor, toss him aside and all those. So like, yeah, it's very
He's like halfway to a hollow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's all my downtimes.
Cool. All right. Is that everyone's downtime?
Well, mine.
Should we take a break and then come back and see where we're at?
Yeah.
I'm nearly done with my new character.
Yep.
Yay!
All right. We'll meet them soon. Back in a minute, chat.